So while the homeworks are done by sections, as said previous, it's all kind of all over the place. So whatever I put in the video, that's what I want you to do, okay? So we're going to do one section for this week, and that's going to be, we have to go all the way to Chapter 9 homework, okay? So you're going to do everything on this page. Everything is normal. You can do the 30, 60, 90, 45, 45, 90s. This is just simplifying. This is just graphing. No big deal. Let's go to the back because you're going to notice some changes. So I want to make sure you're solid on that. No changes for 9.7. I want you to think of, sorry, let me zoom it in. When it is a right triangle, that's when you do 45, 45, 90, 30, 60, 90, or sine, cosine, tan ratios. And if it's not a right triangle, that's when you have to do the law of cosines or the law of sines. Or remember, the law of sines means they have a match. So I need you to figure out which one of these it is to get the answer. Okay? All right. This one, I want you to do me a favor and write down all this information that I put. So I'm going to highlight all that. I need to write this down. I didn't really have time to teach this, so I need you to start making sure you're solid on it so we can feel caught up. So y equals mx plus b, you're done that. Good with that. Whenever you see arithmetic, it means y equals mx plus b. It means that it's an adding pattern, plus 5, plus 5, plus 5. But when we're doing an adding pattern, you know how when we graph it over here, if it was like y equals 3x minus 2, let's say, you would go down 2, up 3, right 1, right? And then your 0 term is negative 2. Your first term would be 1. Second term would be 4, blah, blah, blah. But when they're asking for a sequence, they're not asking for the 0 term, because you start a sequence, you create a list of numbers by saying, what's the first term? What's the second term? What's the third term? Okay? So the equations, the functions will be similar, but actually creating the terms in the sequence will be different. So here's those first two terms in the sequence. Now, whenever you see geometric, a geometric pattern means a multiply times 5 times 5 times 5 times 1/3 times 1/3 times 1/3. Okay? So here's the same thing. Do you notice how I put the pattern in pink and then the start is in blue? It's the beginning. Okay? So now this time you're going to assume instead of this pattern being an adding pattern, this is a multiplying pattern. Okay? And then for this one, know that if you can't find the answers, you may have to log both sides if you cannot make the bases the same. Okay? So that's the first assignment.